Yo, what's going on, guys? Got a video here of dating after divorce. Let's jump right into it.
Get ready with me to file for a divorce from the love of my life. I'm ready. I've been getting ready for months, several months. How appropriate is it that it is storming today and it is such a gloomy, ugly day? A lot of you have asked, what's up with, is everything okay? How are you? I haven't seen hubby in a while. Woo. And, it sucks. And I'm so sad and disappointed that we didn't make it to forever. I love him with my whole heart. He is my best friend. He is my favorite person on the planet.
I always find it funny in these videos how women will sit here and they'll be like, yeah, I love this man. He's my best friend and all of this stuff. Which, by the way, guys, if you're dating a woman and she considers you her friend, that's a little bit of a red flag to me. But despite how much these women love their husbands and they care about him and all this, they're still going to divorce him and try and take his money. Now, granted, I don't know this woman's particular situation. Maybe he cheated on her. Maybe something really awful happened, guys. But I think if that were the case, we would probably be hearing about it. She'd probably be like, he cheated. He did this. He did that. But when women don't have a specific thing that the man has done, they don't tell you anything. They just make a sad video with music over the top. Which, by the way, guys, I'm not adding any of this music. This little sad hymn that you hear in the background, that's not me. That's not our editor adding anything to the background. It's just these women adding it in for dramatic effect. But let's continue.
Hubby in a while. Woo. And it sucks. And I'm so sad and disappointed that we didn't make it to forever. I love him with my whole heart. He is my best friend. He is my favorite person on the planet. And the concept of duality sometimes is a mind fuck. How can you love somebody so much but not be able to be married to them?
Yeah, see, I call this cognitive dissonance, right? You love him so much, but we're going to divorce him, but we're going to take his assets and his kids. Now, again, I don't know this woman's particular situation. Maybe she's not dragging him through the divorce courts, but this happens a lot to men regardless, right? You have a woman who's like, yeah, I love my husband, but unfortunately, things didn't work out and it's so sad. By the way, I'm also going to try and take half of his assets, if not all of them, and the list goes on, right? So they love and they care about these men, but the streets are recalling. She would like to get some of that money from him. So unfortunately, despite how much she loves him, guys, we've got to divorce him anyway. And she's so disappointed that she didn't make it to forever. Guys, I have, no issues with these women loving the streets. If you want to go out there and date into perpetuity, if you want to chase bad boys and end up in their bed, I don't give a damn. Really, truly, I don't. But what amazes me is the women who will go out there, they will get married and then change their minds and then decide to go back to the streets. It's why even get married in the first place? Marriage is not for you. Commitment is not for you. Responsibility, not for you. Just stay in the streets. Stay on these dating apps. Who gives a damn?
Can somebody be so good to you and so bad for you at the same time? We will continue to co-parent my granddaughter together, just as we have been we haven't lived together in several months, and we've been doing it.
Wait. Hold on. So let me just hear that again. Did she say she had a daughter or a granddaughter right there?
We will continue to co-parent my granddaughter together, just as we have been we haven't lived together in several months, and we've been doing it, co-parenting, figuring it out, and we'll continue to do that.
Wait, so you have a granddaughter and he's parenting the granddaughter? I'm so sick of these dudes, man, going out here and looking after kids that are not their own. It is crazy to me that men will do this, right? And I want you to listen to what she said there, okay? She said, how can someone give you so much or be so good to you but be so bad for you? And this is the paradox that modern women go through, okay? They have a man who is willing to provide for them and give them everything and look after them, but she's not attracted to him. He's just a provider. This guy's just a wallet. He's just an ATM. So what she wants to do is continue to get that security, which women can now do through divorce. Great stuff, government, right? They want to continue getting that protection, that security, that money, but they're not attracted to the guy, so they need to return to the streets and end up in some dude's bed. This is disgusting to me, man. I don't know why these dudes are looking after kids that are not their own. They're paying bills for women who don't even give a damn about them. I mean, some of these guys need a wake-up call, man. They really do. I don't feel empathy as well. I just want to highlight this for a second, guys. All of these dudes that, spend money on women like this, or they, throw money at women online, okay? I don't feel empathy for these dudes. They shouldn't be doing it, man. They should have a lot more self-respect than that. They should be caring about themselves. Okay, it's very, very hard for me to have empathy for people who do silly things to themselves. Right? I don't want guys doing this. It's up to them at the end of the day if you want to waste your money on this garbage. But I personally think that men should care more about themselves. Let's continue.
We haven't lived together in several months, and we've been doing it, co-parenting, figuring it out, and we'll continue to do that. That's the plan.
What is this music, man?
I've already kind of mourned and grieved this loss for a long time. But I think the finality, and I'm sure I'll have another moment, when everything is final, but the finality of actually filing the papers is sobering. It's crazy.
Yeah, so guys, this is what women do, okay? They know that the breakup is happening ahead of time. All of these divorces and these long-term relationship breakups and things like this, guys will oftentimes get absolutely amazed that their ex-wife or their girlfriend is immediately with another guy within like a week or two, when truthfully, it's all been lined up to begin with. These women plan to leave these relationships, guys. It's not something where, see, here's the difference, okay? Women will break up with you in their minds months before the relationship even ends. So the dude can be blindsided by this. Men, typically, not always, before I have the all police come to my channel, dudes don't really break up with women unless they've done something typically. Like, you have to really mess up for a man to break up with you, usually. You have to like cheat on him, you have to do something awful, and then he'll just have had enough and he'll be like, fine, it's done. Women, it's almost premeditated a lot of the times. Now, obviously, guys, for the all police that come to my channel, there are dudes who premeditate breakups. I'm not saying that there aren't, but I'm just saying typically this is the way it works. Women will premeditate the breakups. Dudes will usually break up with women in response to some outrageous stuff that the woman has done, that he just has to throw her out. Like there's just some intolerable behavior that she's done that he has to just say, no, that's enough. Let's continue on to the next clip here. And I believe this is a divorced single mother, I think. So let's jump into this one.
The rain stops, the clouds roll away, and the sun comes out. It's gonna be all right.
Quick little story time, right? Because I try really hard to not be like an angry, hot-headed Spanish woman. But at the end of the day, there's only so much that a human being can take, right? Before you're like, I'm gonna lose my shit, right? Okay, so
we're like, what are we, like 10 seconds into this? I'm already telling you, this woman is downright crazy, guys. Like, this is the type of woman that dudes with any level of self-respect, let me word this a different way. This is the type of woman that if you spend time with her, she will age you at like 10 times the rate that you would normally age, because she's just going to sit there and stress you out.
I was married, recently divorced, thank goodness. 4.5 years. 4.5 years of devoting myself to this person and raising their child with them.
I hear women say like, oh, I devoted myself to this man. I was loyal to this man. I would be very interested to see her Instagram DMs, her Instagram posts, and things like this while she was with this guy. I think so many of these women, they throw around words like loyalty. They throw around words like devotion, But if we could just see the amount of dudes that they were still entertaining in their DMs, I think perhaps we would have a different view of a lot of these girls who make these TikTok videos. Okay? Because guys, personally, a lot of the things that I would consider cheating, to these women, it's just a regular Tuesday. It really is. You know, and if you ever have a woman like this, guys, and you say, hey, let me see your DMs, oh, she will lose her marbles at you. She'll go and she'll delete messages and everything like this. These women are actively, you know, they don't have to be in the dude's bed, is what I'm saying here. But they will have like plenty of men in their Instagram DMs, and they want to sit here talking about devotion. Right? It's ridiculous to me, man. I'd be very interested to see this woman's Instagram.
Years of devoting myself to this person and raising their child with them, paying child support as well, because I was young and dumb and allowed it.
Nah, that's your duty. You need to step up and be a real woman and pay for a kid that's not yours. Am I right, fellas? Again, don't really care when women are required to pay money for another person's kid. This is something that happens to men a lot of the time. This is something that doesn't concern me. Until people start giving a damn about the struggles that men go through with divorce courts and family courts and things like this, again, I find it really hard to raise empathy for women who have to do something similar. And let's be honest about it, guys. Women do not have to do this nearly as much as men. They really do not.
Basically, I was very manipulated and it was trash. But for me to be the person, I wasn't just the default parent, I was the default person. Everything was my responsibility. The appointments, holidays, meals, cleaning, decorating the house, where we lived, paying all of the bills. I paid all of the bills. I handled all of the finances. He literally would go to work and come home and bitch and complain.
Right, so you essentially took the man's role. Damn. See, here's the thing, guys. She's sitting here talking about how she did absolutely everything. She paid the bills. You know, up until she said she pays the bills, I was like, what are you complaining about? But, you know, add on top of the bills, and she's doing absolutely everything. And she's looking after a kid that's not her own. I mean, this sounds like a pretty typical male experience of a dude who goes out there and dates a single mother. Wait, and also, hang on a second. I'm ignoring the elephant in the room. Isn't this woman also a single mother? I mean, oh, goodness, man. So she has her own kid that she's also bringing to this relationship, which she's not mentioning. Granted, she has it up here. I would assume that's what this means, but she doesn't mention that, right? She just mentions that she's looking after this dude and his kid. Neglects to mention her own kid specifically. I don't really care, guys. I don't have a lot of empathy for single mothers who get into these types of relationships and things like this, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be a single mother to begin with, right? It was your own decision. You went with a guy that you either didn't want around or who didn't want to be around. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, choose a better man. Not my problem. Not any other dude's problem. But let's continue.
All of the bills. I paid all of the bills. I handled all of the finances. He literally would go to work and come home and bitch and complain. Okay.
When she said, I handle the finances, does that mean she just took his money and she just paid the bills with his money? That's a little bit what it's sounding like, because, I mean, if he would go to work and come home, but you weren't necessarily at work, this makes me think that she would just use his money and allocate his money. I've certainly seen a lot of situations like this, guys, where women feel like, oh, I'm doing absolutely everything because I'm allocating where the money goes. I didn't earn the money, but this is a terrifying frame, by the way. Holy hell, this woman scares me. So he would go to work, he would come home, and he would complain, but you would pay. Let's listen to the wording again, because she didn't say she was working.
Finances. He literally would go to work and come home and bitch and complain. Okay, so to deal with him as a human, and now we're divorced, and I'm like, good, I get some fucking freedom. No, I don't get freedom.
Sorry.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
Okay, because when you have a baby with someone, you're stuck with that person forever. I am stuck with a racist, misogynistic butthead.
This is going to take me a minute to wrap my little noodle around. So this woman she got with a single father, okay? She apparently paid all of his bills. I don't really believe that. I think she just used his money to, like, she just managed his finances, which, guys, please, please, please never let a woman manage your finances. Be an adult, manage your own finances. You will thank me later. Honestly, having somebody else like these individuals manage your finances will just be more of a headache to your life than anything. Even if you're, guys, if you're a complete moron and you don't know how to manage your money, you don't know anything, you can barely do basic addition, okay? I am telling you, it is better to manage your own money than to allow a woman like this to manage it for you. But anyway, she got with this dude. She had a kid with this guy, and she just doesn't like him. This is modern women in a nutshell, guys. It's like they complain about the kids. They complain about having a kid with a man that they chose. Like, let's not get it twisted, guys. Women don't just fall into dudes' houses and start paying bills and stuff. They choose to go there, okay? Women have a lot of freedom, significantly more than men do, with who they choose to date, who they choose to spend their time with, okay? They have so many damn options. And you mean to tell me that I have to feel empathy when you went and had a kid with a guy that you didn't like? It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. You're not getting the empathy out of me. You're not getting the sympathy out of me. I don't care how much damn piano music we put on these videos, man. It's not happening.
There's nothing I can do about it. So, this is just a PSA, all right? Public statement announcement. Watch who you reproduce with, because it matters.
Wow, you don't say. That is some very, very intellectual advice. If only you had thought about it before you opened your legs to some random dude. How many more clips do we have today, guys? I am losing my marbles. These women's collective IQ is just so incredibly low.
I divorced my high school sweetheart after 5 years of marriage and 4 babies, and I recently started dating, and let me tell you something that I've noticed we do. Myself and several of my friends have gotten out of either marriages or long-term relationships that were abusive, either physically, emotionally, verbally, toxic. Maybe the partner didn't hold their weight, whatever. I'm not just speaking to my experience. And I've noticed something, that we start dating and we meet someone and they're doing the bare minimum and we think it's everything.
This is another narrative that's just getting old. Like, how the fuck does it take you 5 years, but not only 5 years, okay, you're kind of dumb, you're naive, you don't know any better, but 4 children? So he was toxic and abusive and all of these things for 5 years, and you still decided to pop out 4 children with him.
Yeah, so number one, modern women have absolutely no accountability. Number two, the reason why they say that these dudes were emotionally and physically abusive, you know, they don't take these dudes to court. They don't press charges because there's no damn evidence, guys, in a vast majority of these cases. Women come out with these words because they want to be able to leave whenever it is a good time for them to leave, whenever they think they have the next dude lined up. You see, they need to be able to leave at the drop of a hat. So they need to be able to see, well, they need to be able to say this, okay? They need to be able to go, well, we were together for 4 years. I mean, married for 4 years, pardon me. But on the 5th year, it was like a switch flipped in his brain, and he was a different person, and he treated me terribly. And so I left on the 5th year. You see, they need to have stuff like this, guys, where they can say that, well, he was nice to begin with, and then over the years, he just changed. Because they need to not take any accountability whatsoever. Right? Guys, this is like the equivalent of a dude going out here, dating some womanist with pink hair, okay, for like 5 years, and then complaining that she did something absolutely awful to him. It was always going to happen. This is why you don't date womanists. This is why you don't date women with pink hair. I mean, the signs were all there, fellas, right? Okay, so there's absolutely zero accountability for these women. They need to be able to say these things, but whatever it is they're saying, they need to have no proof. Like, be able to have no proof and still have people try and believe them. You see what I'm saying?
Like, make that make sense. Like, is it one of those situations where you think that a baby is going to make the relationship better? But then what gets me is you literally tell on yourselves, because then you say you have a bunch of friends that are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. And what do you think that is? Y'all are in each other's ears talking about how miserable you all are. One person will say, oh, my husband's manipulative. So what does that do? You start to think, oh, maybe my husband is manipulative too. So you start seeing him as a liar, a cheater, doesn't tell the truth, is a horrible person, because all of your friends are also in your ear.
Yeah, quote unquote friends, by the way, guys. I swear so many of these girls, they think that they have friends, but they really don't. They just have people who are trying to sabotage their relationships. I have seen situations, guys, where, like, you know, a woman will try and sabotage another woman's relationship or marriage because she doesn't want to be alone and miserable by herself. She needs to have other people who are also doing the same thing. I've seen that. I've also seen situations where women will do this because they're trying to get with the dude, so they need them to break up. Guys, there are literally girls are so, like, they go so far behind each other's back to do this stuff, you have no idea. I've seen situations where a woman will try and get another woman, her friend, to break up with a dude because she wants to get with a dude. It is astounding what some of these girls do to each other. But how does the saying go? Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, all of these divorced women who go through all of these horrible experiences, yeah, they all do it to themselves. It's disgusting, man. It's absolutely disgusting. These girls who hang out in these groups, they're all bad news. Every single one of them, they're all bad news.
But not only that, is your friends, once they become single, will then make you think that the grass is greener on the other side. So you all end up divorced, miserable, and unhappy, supposedly because of a toxic relationship. If it's so damn toxic, then why did you have 4 children? Why didn't you stop at 1 child? Because you knew long before you had baby 2, 3, and 4 that he was toxic. And then y'all get online and talk about the bare minimum this and the bare minimum that, and the dating scene sucks. But what have you actually done to heal yourself other than break up your family and talk shit on the internet?
This woman is going in, isn't she? No, here's the thing, right? These women are talking. Excuse me, guys. I just had a coughing fit. My coffee went down the wrong way. Okay, so this woman's saying how, listen, these women are complaining that the dating scene sucks and they're not getting the bare minimum from men. You haven't even done the healing. Let me tell you something. There is no healing being a single mother of 4. I don't care how many little healing rocks you get, how many amethyst crystals, whatever the hell you get from hippie markets, all right? I don't care how much mindfulness you do, or how much inner healing work you do, or how much Pilates you do, which is a complete waste of time. Okay, I don't care how much these women do this, because they all, guys, I'm telling you, they all get on TikTok after they divorce their husbands and their long-term boyfriends. They ruin their relationships, right? And they say, yeah, I've done my healing. No, you haven't. I don't want to date that. It hasn't got anything to do with healing. Yes, you're traumatized and you're still attached to previous dudes and your body count's through the roof and all of these things. But we're overlooking the major issue here, guys, which is that you're not going to use an amethyst crystal to unhave a baby with a man. right? I'm not a cuck who's going to come out here and look after a child that is not my own. It's not happening. A lot of guys are not interested in doing this. The reason why men give you the bare minimum is because they don't want to date you. And also, these single mothers, they're still shooting for dudes who are out of their pay grade. They are still shooting well and above what they actually deserve in the dating market, quote unquote. So these guys were going to play you anyway, but now you have a kid. It's not even going to be close. You are going to get, just come on over. It's so what? It's 11 p.m. at night. What are you doing right now? These are the types of messages that these women are going to get. Because dudes don't, why the hell, guys, riddle me this. Why in the hell would I take a single mother of 4 who's divorced out on a date? That is my question. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Excuse my voice there. Coffee went down the wrong way. But as always, guys, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. And guys, if you are interested in helping me cover some of this cringe, you would like to join Fiend Gang, make sure you check out our applications in the video description as well, guys. I won't leave these applications open too much longer. So if this is something that interests you, make sure you check out that application, get it in. But otherwise, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.